So this is actually looking rather well. This is Super Tank Destroyer, or Feudal Guard Super Battle Tank Destroyer 3D print model from CG Trader, and I just finished printing it. So few disclaimers, because this is going to be a review of the model. I am actually very new to 3D printing, and this is the first model of this size I did. So some of the issues I probably had are not caused by a model, they are caused by my lack of knowledge. Nevertheless, I paid $12.50 for this model, and I'm very happy with it, regardless of some complaints I would have. Now, lots of bits, and this model. This guy is going to be its commander later. For now, we don't need him. This is a resin version, pre-supported, and in general, all of the small bits print perfectly. This will require a lot of magnets. Actually, we'll talk about this in a moment. All of the big parts that are pre-supported print perfectly. For example, this massive top of the turret prints perfectly fine. But it has way too many supports at the back, so that requires quite a bit of sanding. No one will see it because there's another bit coming here at the back that will be here. But at the same time, why so many supports? Some other reasonably big parts print perfectly, but like there, that's not actually a circle. And the middle. Some other parts print horribly. For example, after multiple tries, those parts don't actually look very good. This part printed 3 times. This is the third attempt, or fourth maybe. And the problem is it printed straight on the plate with supports inside and around the details. Details turned out perfectly, but I should have known better. I should have known sooner that printing this on it directly on the plate was a horrible idea. And finally I managed to get it okay-ish. It will clean up. I didn't know sooner because those bits printed actually quite well for massive size they are in. But they still warp slightly. So lesson for future, never print anything except big parts directly on the plate, even though pre-supported model that you paid for says they should be printed like this. Few other parts also printed slightly warped, like this one. This was printed vertically directly on the plate. Again, horrible idea, shouldn't have done that, should have been lifted. At the same time, the details are quite nice. I like how it looks. I was actually going to buy the Baneblade and I didn't notice it was there, so I bought this, and I'm building a Shadowsword out of this. The same chassis. I may later buy Baneblade model and just change the front and the tower and have actual Baneblade. Now, aside from my issue / model issue with pre-supporting, there's one massive issue I have with this model, which is it is a manually designed by someone and crafted very nicely, if I may say so myself, model, but someone made it. So why those parts that fit together have no mating surfaces whatsoever? Those two parts should just key together. There should be a bolt sticking here and there should be a hole here, and I should be able to connect it easily, glue around, connect, done. It actually should be in exactly this position. Ignore this hole, this actually should be a different position. I had to glue those two parts together just to be able to handle this in a way that I can somehow start measuring and figuring things out, because again, slightly warped, some degree quite definitely my fault. Second thing is this. Well, I mean, this just looks bad. This is unrelated. If I want this to look like this, if I want this cannon to aim straight, flat, this massive, like whatever this is, if I do this like this, it's slightly better, but this definitely doesn't have to be here. This has a shape like I could move it. I would have to just cut it, put a magnet here, put a magnet inside, and then maybe I'll be able to move it, or at least position slightly better. Similarly, why this doesn't have a hole for a magnet if I can most definitely have a magnet on it? I could also have a magnet here. Like, someone designed this for 3D printing. Just put a magnets hole literally everywhere, wherever you can, because we would like some magnets. Magnets are nice. You are the only one making a decision for it, so magnets, please. But regardless, as I said, I'm happy with it. I'm happy I paid for it. I already bought 2 more models from the same maker. We'll see how those turned out. And I think I've seen on their other models designs that actually have better keying pieces together and stuff like this. Now, this will have to be cleaned up and painted. And so far, well, I did nothing. I did basic cleanup. I have to finish basic cleanup. I have to glue it all together, and then there will be update about painting and how this looks after at least basic gluing. How this went. So all of this, including reprinting this one 3 times, took me 86 hours to print on a Lego Mars 3 Pro. I was printing with Sunlu gray basic resin, and the cost of resin is supposed to be like 17 pounds. Obviously, some of it went straight into isopropyl alcohol because some of the nooks and crannies just wouldn't leave. They had to be properly washed. So let's say 20 pounds on resin, something more on isopropyl alcohol. Overall, very nice build, very easy to print, especially if you know what you're doing better than me. And that's it. I will now start cleaning it properly and gluing it together, and hopefully in a few weeks there will be another update where this actually looks like a model. Thank you.